I see this a lot sort of as I look at pastoral care and what pastoral care's role is in a church. And that, like, sometimes I think we've really seen it as, well, people come for answers. That's what they're coming for. If somebody wants to talk to a pastor, they're going through a difficult season in their life. And sometimes people do want to come in and they have questions and they want answers, and it's not all bad, but it's just that role is sort of replaced what I think real pastoral relationship is. And that's being with people in those moments, right? Pointing them to, yeah, hey, I don't have the answer to this. Yeah, that's really horrible. I don't know why that happened. But you point them to the God who is God. You point them to the hope. You point them to, yes, this really sucks.
Yeah.
But there's a God who's working in this world, and I can't answer this for you, but I can walk with you in it. I can sit with you in it.
Right.
I can help you see the hope that God promises
right.
through it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great comment. And even in Root's book, he unpacks that type of idea where he tells a story about a church and who someone shows up and basically says, I've come here because you know how to find God. Right. Yeah. And they're like, actually, I'm not sure we do, but how do we sit together as we wait for the God who finds us to find him?
Yeah.
In that, and there's intentionality in that, but there is still this mystery of what God actually is doing and how that happens, and the whole process that goes into that.
Yeah,
so I love that.
Sobbed at that part of the book. I honestly, I was not expecting to cry in that book at all. I was not prepared. I was like, this is a fairly academic book. I'm going to dig into this.
Yeah.
And then I was just like sitting there in a puddle, and I was like, I actually put down the book so I don't ruin it with all my tears, because I do think it was just so beautiful to see, like, and for this community to admit that, hey, we've been trying to like solve all these problems and come up with these answers, and maybe we've been down the wrong road, and so this person to come into the community who is like a newbie, like hasn't sat in church and, ask this question of them, and for them to kind of come together in this relationship to search for this God that is God, this mysterious God. I just thought was just a beautiful story in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love what you were kind of wrestling through. So I guess time's starting to kind of, come to a close here. Any final thoughts on your teaching? You say, I can't walk away from this recording without saying, hey, this was dropped, and people need to hear it.
I think it's just to focus in on that pastoral piece, which is something that's always, close to my heart, but like there have been times where I've sort of been like, oh, that's a really sticky place to sit, and so let's just cover it up with answers. So I would say just pastorally, that God is mystery, and he lives in time, and he lives in moments of silence, and that he speaks to us, and he speaks in this world, and we don't need to try to be spiritual and attain this gift of discernment, but rather see it as this invitation that God does invite us into conversation, and that will look and feel and turn out different for all of us, because that's the beauty of it, right? Our relationships with God and the Spirit will all be different, and the way that God speaks to us will be different, but that he speaks to all of us.
I love that. Thanks, Christin.